listen to me very carefully, because this is the part where everything changes. You are the new trend, not a trend like a TikTok dance or a catchphrase that fades in a week. Not a trend like a fashion choice or a diet plan that people cycle through until they get bored. You are the kind of trend that shifts the entire atmosphere of a room the second you enter it. The kind of trend that makes people stop mid-sentence and recalibrate because something in their energy just shifted, and they don't even have the vocabulary to explain why. You are the trend that happens when someone walks into a space and the temperature a little feels different. Not hot, not cold, but alive. Alive in a way that makes everyone else suddenly aware of their own heartbeat. That's what's happening right now. That's what everyone is feeling, whether they can articulate it or not. So, they don't have the words yet, but they have the sensation. They have the goosebumps that arrive without explanation. They have the feeling in their chest that says something significant is occurring, and they need to pay attention. That kind of trend. Everyone is talking about you. Not in the way people gossip about someone else's drama or speculate about something trivial. Everyone is talking about you in the way people discuss something they cannot quite understand. But no, it's important. They are using your name in conversations where your name never used to come up. People who don't even know you personally are repeating things they heard about you, not because they are spreading rumors, but because something about your story is sticking in their minds like a song they cannot forget. People are saying your name in rooms you have never entered, in group chats you are not part of, in conversations between strangers who share nothing else in common except this inexplicable pull toward talking about you. Here is the thing though. Here is what nobody is telling you directly because it's happening so fast that nobody has had time to process it. The trend you have become isn't something you tried to create. That's what makes it real. That's what makes it undeniable. You didn't manufacture this. You didn't hire a publicist or strategize a social media campaign. You didn't orchestrate a single thing. You simply kept being yourself in a world that has become exhausted by fakeness. You kept showing up as the person who says what they actually feel instead of what they are supposed to say. You kept refusing to perform for an audience, and that demands entertainment instead of authenticity. And somewhere along the way, the world caught up to what you have been doing all along. The world finally got tired of curated personas and carefully crafted images and decided that what it actually wants is exactly what you have been offering this entire time. Realness, unfiltered, unapologetic, alive. You can feel it, can't you? I know you can feel it. That shift in the energy around you, the way people look at you differently now, not with suspicion or judgment, but with something closer to awe. The way strangers seem to know who you are before you even introduce yourself. The way doors that used to be blocked are opening without you even having to knock. The way opportunities are appearing like they were always meant for you, just waiting for the right moment to arrive. That's not coincidence. I don't believe in that. That's not luck. That's the energy you have been putting out, finally coming back to you in ways that are undeniable. Everyone can feel your influence right now, even the people who pretend they cannot, even the people who try to ignore it, because acknowledging it would mean admitting that you possess something they don't have, something they cannot fake or force or buy. Think about the last week. Think about how many times you caught someone staring at you for a second too long. How many times someone started a sentence with, I was just thinking about you, and meant it because somehow you'd been on their mind even though you hadn't seen or spoken to them. How many times someone asked for your opinion on something and actually listened instead of just waiting for their turn to speak, to talk. That's the influence. That's the trend. That's what everyone is feeling right now, even if they are not saying it out loud. There is a magnetism to you that wasn't there before. Or maybe it was always there, but people just couldn't handle it until now. Either way, it's undeniable now. It's palpable. It's electric. There is something else happening too. Something deeper. People are starting to pattern their own behavior after yours. Not consciously, but instinctively, unconsciously. They are watching how you move through the world, and something in them is responding. They are noticing how you set boundaries without being aggressive about it, how you say no without apologizing for it, and that's the important part. How you walk away from things that doesn't serve you without making a scene or seeking validation for the decision. That quiet confidence is contagious. That stillness in the middle of chaos is something people are desperate to learn. And they are looking at you like you hold the secret. You don't have to teach anyone. You don't have to explain yourself. You just have to keep being who you are. And people will keep absorbing it like sunlight they didn't realize they were starved for. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you about what people are actually feeling when they feel your influence. They are feeling relief. Relief that someone finally exists who doesn't need to perform for approval. Relief that authenticity is still possible in a world that tries to crush it out of everyone. Relief that there is a blueprint for living that doesn't require pretending to be someone else. That's what your presence does to people. It gives them permission to exhale. It gives them permission to stop trying so hard. It gives them permission to be themselves, even if they don't fully know what that means yet. You are not just influencing people. You are liberating them. And liberation feels like influence when you don't have the vocabulary to describe what's actually happening. So, everyone is talking about you because they are trying to figure out what you have. They are trying to make it, to name it, and they are trying to find the word for that quality that makes you impossible to ignore. But here's the thing. They will never find the right word because what you have cannot be reduced to a single term. It's not charisma, though that's part of it. It's not confidence, though you have that in abundance. It's not wisdom or insight or presence, though you have got all of those too. What you have is something else entirely. You have the ability to make people feel seen without saying a word about it. You have the capacity to hold space for someone's truth without needing to fill the silence with your own opinions. You have the rare gift of being fully present while remaining completely yourself. And that combination is so unusual that people cannot stop talking about it because they cannot stop wondering how you do it. And here is what I need you to understand about what's happening right now. This isn't a temporary wave. This isn't a fleeting moment of attention that will disappear as quickly as it arrived. This is the beginning of something much, much larger. The shift that's happening in how people perceive you is permanent because it's not based on anything you did recently. It's based on who you have always been. Finally being recognized for what it actually is. The world is catching up to your frequency. It's adjusting to your vibration. And once that alignment happens, it doesn't unhappen. You don't go back to being invisible after people have seen you. You don't fade back into the background once your light has been fully recognized. You have been seen. Fully, clearly, completely seen. And the people who saw you cannot unsee it. They cannot pretend they didn't notice. They cannot go back to treating you like you are ordinary because they know now that you are anything but. You are experiencing the phenomenon of being ahead of your time, finally meeting the moment where the time catches up to you. That's a very specific kind of experience that not everyone gets to have. Some people go their whole lives being misunderstood. They spend years being dismissed or minimized or overlooked. They eventually accept that they will never be seen for who they really are, truly are. But you are different. You are experiencing the exact opposite of that. You are experiencing the moment where everything you have ever been, everything you have ever held inside, everything you have ever known about yourself that nobody else seemed to grasp, is finally being recognized by the people around you. That recognition is coming through the way people talk about you. It's coming through in the way they treat you with more respect than you are used to receiving. It's coming through in the way they ask for your opinion, as if your opinion matters more than anyone else's. And this is the part that might feel surreal. This is the part where your brain might try to convince you that you are imagining things or overthinking or reading too much into small interactions. But you are not. You are definitely not. The attention you are receiving isn't something you manufactured in your own head. The conversations happening around you are not something you imagined. The shift in energy is real. The shift in how people view you is real. The shift in how opportunities are presenting themselves is as real as the ground beneath your feet. The question isn't whether this is happening. The question is what you are going to do with it. That's the most important question. The influence you have right now is growing by the hour. It's expanding through networks and communities and circles of people who would never have intersected with you directly, but who are hearing about you through the grapevine of word of mouth that's more powerful than any algorithm. People are carrying your energy with them into rooms you will never enter. They're speaking about you to people you will never meet. They are thinking about you in moments they will never tell you about. This is the influence of a kind that cannot be manufactured by marketing campaigns. This is organic, natural, authentic, undeniable, for sure, influence that reaches people because there is something in what you represent that they need, something they cannot get from anywhere else. Let me be specific about what people are feeling when they feel your influence. They are feeling that they can stop pretending. That's the relief that washes over them when they're around you. You don't require them to be anything other than what they are. You don't judge them for their flaws or their past or their insecurities. You don't demand that they perform a version of themselves that's more acceptable or more impressive. You just see them. You see them fully and clearly and without any agenda. That's important. And that level of being seen is so rare that it shakes people. It makes them feel things they didn't realize they were holding in. It brings up emotions they thought they'd buried. It creates a response that they cannot control and cannot explain. That's what influence actually looks like. It's not people following your advice. It's people feeling something true because you exist. Everyone is talking about you because you represent something that's been missing. You represent the possibility of being fully authentic without getting destroyed for it, not by it. You represent the reality that someone can be strong and vulnerable at the same time without being weak. You represent the proof that setting boundaries doesn't make you cold, it makes you clear. People are hungry for these examples. They are starving for proof that it's possible to live differently. And you, just by being yourself, have become that proof. You have become the evidence that they were looking for. the confirmation that there is another way to move through the world, a way that doesn't require sacrificing yourself to please other people, a way that doesn't require betraying your own truth to maintain relationships, a way that doesn't require performing a version of yourself that's more palatable to the masses. The trend you have become isn't about popularity. It's about resonance. People are not drawn to you because you are famous or rich or particularly impressive in the conversational sense. They are drawn to you because something in them recognizes something in you. The frequency you emit matches the frequency they have been searching for, even if they didn't know what they were doing. When people feel your influence, they are not just reacting to your personality. They are reacting to the alignment between your energy and something they have been craving for a long time. And that craving is for realness. That craving is for freedom from the exhausting performance of being someone else. That craving is for permission to stop pretending and just exist as they actually are. You might not, that's the beautiful part, you might not even realize that the extent of what's happening. You might think people are just being nice or polite, or that they are somehow obligated to say certain things to you. But listen to me carefully. The way people are responding to you right now is not politeness, it's not obligation, it's not social convention. It's something much deeper. It's people being genuinely moved by your presence in ways they don't fully understand. It's people experiencing a shift in their own reality because you exist. It's people feeling more themselves around you than they feel around most people. That's real influence. That's the kind of influence that cannot be faked or forced or manufactured. It's the kind of influence that happens naturally when someone is living in alignment with their own truth. There is a reason everyone is talking about you and not about someone else. There is a reason your energy is the people are feeling and not the energy of the person who seems more accomplished or more polished or more conventionally impressive. That's because what you offer is more valuable than what those people offer. You offer realness. You offer authenticity. You offer the courage to be exactly who you are without apologizing or explaining or making yourself smaller to make other people comfortable. That's rare. That's so rare that when people encounter it, they cannot stop talking about it because they have never experienced anything quite like this before. Let me take you deeper into what this actually means for you, for your life right now. Because the influence you're experiencing isn't just about what other people are feeling. It's about what's going to start happening for you in tangible, measurable ways. Opportunities are going to start appearing. People are going to start offering you things you never asked for. Doors are going to open without you having to push them. resources are going to show up as if they were always meant for you. This is what happens when you become the trend. It's not just about attention, it's about manifestation. It's about the universe finally being able to bring you what you have always wanted, wished, because you are finally occupying their frequency that attracts those things. You are finally vibrating at the level that matches what you have been asking for a long time, all along. Think about the people who have been showing up in your life recently. Think about the connections that seem to have appeared out of nowhere. Think about the relationships that have deepened or shifted in unexpected ways. None of that is coincidence. Those people were drawn to you by the same force that's making everyone talk about you. They felt your influence before they even met you. They heard about you through someone else, or they saw something in you that made them want to know more. And now they are in your orbit because that's where they need to be. That's where the energy is. That's where their transformation is happening. And the transformation I'm talking about isn't just happening in other people. It's happening in you too. Whether you've noticed it yet or not, you are changing. You are becoming more of who you actually are. You are shedding the layers of conditioning that told you to be smaller, quieter, less visible. You are stepping into a version of yourself that you might not have even known existed before this moment. That's the power of influence that when it's authentic. It doesn't just affect the people around you. It transforms you too. It accelerates your own growth because you are being forced to occupy a space that you might not have been comfortable occupying before. You are being asked to show up as fully yourself because that's what people are responding to. Let's slow down. Here is something important that I need you to understand. The attention you are receiving isn't going to be universally positive. There will be people who are threatened by your influence. There will be people who try to diminish what you represent. There will be people who attempt to undermine your credibility or cast doubt on your authenticity. That's inevitable, actually. That's part of what happens when someone's presence is so powerful that it shifts the dynamic of their environment. The people who are comfortable with the way things were before are not going to be comfortable with the way things are now. You know that. The people who were benefiting from your invisibility are not going to be happy about your visibility. The people who were using your silence to control narratives are not going to appreciate your voice. But none of that matters. None of that changes what's happening. Their discomfort is a sign that you are doing something right. Their resistance is proof that your influence is real. What's happening now is that the trend you have become is beginning to ripple outward in ways that cannot be controlled or predicted. It's moving through social circles and professional networks and intimate relationships. It's shifting dynamics that have been in place for years. It's changing the way people interact with each other because of what you represent. You might not even see most of these effects because they are happening in spaces where you are not present, but they are happening and they are building on each other. Each person you influences someone else. That influence compounds, it multiplies, it expands far beyond the reach of your direct contact. That's the nature of genuine influence. Yeah. It spreads beyond the source and takes on a life of its own. The conversations that people are having about you are not just casual gossip or some kind of talk, idle talk. They are something that happens, something else happening in those conversations. People are using your example to hold up a mirror to their own lives. They are asking themselves questions they have been avoiding. Why isn't my life reflecting the same clarity? Why don't I feel as free as this person seems to feel? Why am I still stuck in patterns that are not serving me? Your influence isn't just making people talk about you. It's making them think about themselves. It's forcing them to confront the gasp between how they are living and how they want to live. Yeah, that's the powerful thing. That's the kind of influence that creates actual change, not just superficial admiration. No. So, I want you to sit with something for a moment. Else. I want you to think about who you were before all of this started happening. Before people started feeling your influence, before your name started showing up in conversations you were not part of, before the energy around you shifted so dramatically. You might not feel different. You might still feel like the same person you've always been, but you are not. You are something else now. You are someone who's been seen in a way that changes everything. You are someone who's been recognized as the embodiment of something people have been looking for. You are someone who stepped into a role that you didn't choose, but that you are perfectly suited for. That's not an accident. That's not luck. I don't believe in That's something that's been building for a long time. And it's finally reaching its peak. The influence you have right now isn't something you need to protect or defend. I will explain that part. Or worry about losing. It's not fragile. It's not temporary. It's not depend on anyone else's approval or recognition. Your influence is rooted in something so fundamental to who you are that it cannot be taken away. It's rooted in your authenticity. It's rooted in your willingness to be seen exactly as you are without apology. It's rooted in your capacity to hold space for yourself and for others without needing anything in return. Those qualities don't fade. They only grow stronger the more you practice them. And the trend You have become continuous to spread. You might feel a pressure to maintain a certain image or to live up to what people expect from you. Don't fall for that. Don't let the way people see you change the way you see yourself. Don't let the narrative that's being created about you make you feel like you have to be something you are not. The most powerful thing you can do right now is exactly what you have been doing. Keep showing up as yourself. Keep trusting your instincts, your gut. Keep moving through the world with the same authenticity that got you here in the first place. That's what made you the trend. That's what people are responding to. And that's the only thing that will sustain this influence over time. There are people in your life right now who are going to attach themselves to your rising influence. They're going to want to be associated with you because of what you represent. They're going to try to ride the wave of your energy without doing the work of cultivating their own. Be careful with those people. Be very careful. Not everyone who surrounds you has your best interest at heart. Not everyone who wants access to you deserves it. Your influence is valuable, and that value is going to attract all kinds of energy. Not all of it pure. Trust your discernment. Trust the same instincts that have gotten you this far. If someone feels off, they probably are. If something doesn't feel right, it probably isn't. Your ability to sense what's real and what's not has been sharpened through everything you have experienced, and you need to rely on it now more than ever. Everyone's talking about you because there is something undeniable about what you represent. There is something that cannot be ignored or dismissed. It's a movement happening around you, but you are not leading it. You don't have to orchestrate it. You don't have to manage it. You just have to keep being who you are. And the movement will continue on its own. The energy will keep expanding. The influence will keep spreading. People will keep feeling something real when they encounter you, and they will keep talking about it because they don't have a choice. They really don't have a choice. Because you have become a reference point. You've become a standard. You've become something that people measure themselves against. And in doing so, they are forced to confront their own truth. That's your moment. That is the moment you've been preparing for without even knowing you're preparing for. Everything that came before, everything you struggled through, everything you had to let go of. Yeah, it was painful part. Everything you had to survive. It was all leading to this. It was all clearing the path for you to step into this level of influence. It was all teaching you the resilience you need to handle the attention and the responsibility and the weight of being seen so clearly by so many people. You didn't go through all of that for nothing. You didn't endure what you endured just to fade into the background. You went through it so that you could stand exactly where you are standing right now, in the center of a shift that's transforming everything around you. And the beautiful thing about what's happening is that it's not just about you. The influence you are carrying is for others too. The people who are talking about you are using your story, your example, to find their own way. They are using your clarity as a compass. They're using your courage as inspiration. They're using your authenticity as permission to be more of themselves. That's the real power of influence. It's not about making people admire you. It's about making people admire themselves more because of you. It's about expanding the possibility of what people believe is possible for their own lives. And that's exactly what you are doing. You are expanding the capacity of everyone who encounters you to believe in something bigger, to trust something deeper, to be something more real. So when you hear people talking about you, when you feel the weight of all that attention, when you sense this energy shifting around you, remember what it actually means. It means you are doing something right. It means you are living in alignment with something true. It means you are serving as a reminder to everyone around you that authenticity is possible, that freedom is available, that being yourself is enough. And there is no trend more powerful than that. There is no influence more real than the kind that comes from someone who's fully themselves. That's you right now. That's what everyone is feeling. That's what everyone is talking about. And it's only just beginning.